new fan theory has emerged for Roman Reigns, so we'll see what's going on there. We'll also check out what's up with the Bloodline, Naomi, and more, starting things off with this very interesting idea for Roman Reigns' return and usage. A very popular theory before this new one came out was the idea that Roman would return at Money in the Bank to cost Seth Rollins the Money in the Bank contract during a critical moment of the match. Michael Cole had been hinting for weeks on commentary that there was no one at all that can stop Seth Rollins from winning at Money in the Bank. Some fans thought that was even more teasers for Roman's return to stop Seth Rollins, but turns out that it was not a teaser. What Michael Cole said ended up being very true. There was no one that can stop Seth Rollins, and he ended up winning his second Money in the Bank contract. There's a group of fans criticizing that move, saying that Seth did not really need the briefcase because you can still put him into the world title picture pretty much whenever you want. Especially with Paul Heyman as his mouthpiece, getting world title opportunities should be a breeze for Seth's character. So that's why fans said Seth can still be involved in the world title picture, while the contract could have gone to someone that probably could have benefited a bit more from it. But to answer Michael Cole's question, and despite all of this new success, Roman Reigns still looks like the best candidate to put a stop to Seth's entire operation. But here's where a plot hole in the new theory comes into play. Seth Rollins is now Mr. Money in the Bank and has Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman all right beside him, basically making Seth Rollins pretty much impossible to reach. Between the extra manpower and Paul Heyman always thinking ahead for the entire group, there's just no stopping them right now. It's a mission that's impossible, even for someone as great as Roman Reigns. So the theory is that during all this time away from WWE television, Roman Reigns has been doing some quiet off-screen recruiting of his own. Roman wasn't written off TV with a brutal injury. Last time we saw Roman, he was just caught completely off guard by Seth and Heyman's move of acquiring Bron Breakker. So maybe Roman has been away for so long because he's getting his own numbers right as well. He wants to come back with the same manpower to cancel out Seth's group and increase his chances of getting hands on Seth Rollins. And to do that, Roman just knows he cannot return alone. He needs serious backup. So who could his backup turn out to be? Well, immediately you just have to turn your eyes towards the original Bloodline. Seth's character has been getting mocked by both fans and other superstars on television for basically trying to recreate the Bloodline with his new faction. Even Solo Sikoa called Seth out for his fake Bloodline. Solo questioned if Bronson Reed was the fake Sami Zayn, and if Bron Breakker was supposed to be Jey Uso. So with all these teases and acknowledgments of Seth's group coming off like a rip-off version of the Bloodline at times, could that itself be some foreshadowing that Seth's group will eventually find themselves face-to-face with the original Bloodline one day? Because that very well could be Roman's backup right there. Basically everyone that teamed up with Roman at Survivor Series 2024, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk. If Roman needs some numbers, he'll most likely grab some individuals off that list right there. Another fun possibility fans are discussing for Roman Reigns is the idea of him getting a new wise man. And if that's a role that needs some filling, everyone has one name in mind for that spot, and that's Rikishi. Dating back to the peak days of the Bloodline, there was always a fan theory circulating for Rikishi to step in and have some involvement with the Bloodline storyline. The first ever theory was that Rikishi could have showed up to try and break his sons, Jimmy and Jey, out of the mind patrol that Roman had them under back then. But when that didn't happen, the next idea was that maybe Solo Sikoa could have brought in his father Rikishi to be his personal wise man after kicking out Paul Heyman. But that didn't happen either. So that brings us to this new idea. What if Roman Reigns fully reloads his manpower by not only reuniting with the Usos and the original Bloodline, but also by bringing in Rikishi to serve as his new wise man? This has been an idea hinted at and teased by Rikishi himself. Back in 2024, Rikishi took to his Instagram to post a picture with Paul Heyman and captioned that photo by calling the both of them the wise men of the Bloodline. So, Talk about a crazy payoff. What if 1 year after that Instagram post went up, Rikishi and Paul Heyman now found themselves in opposite sides of the ring, serving as the wise men for two separate operations? That would be pretty insane, and Rikishi would be a wise man that Roman Reigns can certainly trust with all his heart. Rikishi is directly connected to the family, father of Jimmy and Jay, so he'll be more than capable of being Roman's newly found wise men. So, that's now the big theory that's surrounding Roman Reigns' return, that he won't be coming back alone. As far as Roman's return itself, no date is confirmed, but the rumored time frame for his return, ever since he left in April, was that he would be back sometime in June. So hopefully he still comes back here in June, and surely everyone expects Roman to be a part of the SummerSlam card, so maybe Roman and Seth could potentially have their big clash there at that event, and can't ignore that there continues to be more buzz and hype about the possibilities of Seth Rollins adding even more new members to his group. Obviously, no one knows how true those rumors are quite yet, but if Seth Rollins does continue to add more members to his group, then that really leaves Roman no choice. He really does need to be investing some time into bringing in some reinforcements. So the Roman Reigns backup team theory is not a bad theory at all from fans. It seems perfectly reasonable to assume that the tribal chief will need a lot of extra help for this tall task of bringing down Seth Rollins. It's been a pretty eventful week of social media usage for Naomi. The first thing Naomi did was a little social media exclusive storyline with Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill celebrated her birthday this week, and Naomi revealed that she got Jade Cargill a personalized birthday cake with her name and everything on it. The sick twist was that while Naomi was showing the cake, she was stuffing it with razor blades, telling Jade Cargill to make sure she ate the cake with caution. Naomi even wrapped the cake box up with caution tape. Jade Cargill continued the story online by saying that Naomi dropped the cake in front of her door, but that she already knew what was inside the cake. So definitely a funny, yet very scary little sub-story there. We just spoke a few days back about how crime doesn't exist in the pro wrestling world after Naomi broke into Bianca Belair's home. And well, Naomi's little story here with Jade's personalized cake is another example of a second crime that Naomi has committed, all within the span of a week. But since this is all happening in the world of WWE, there are no repercussions, and Naomi can continue to take it as far as she wants to. But the social media fun did not stop there for Naomi. Her next move was to call out Bianca Belair. According to Naomi, the outfit that Bianca Belair wore on the May 30th edition of SmackDown was something that Naomi and Bianca Belair had both purchased together and planned on wearing together prior to their split. So Naomi took to her Instagram story to call out Bianca Belair for wearing the outfit without her. Naomi said that Bianca Belair better wear it again with her this time around so they can be matching like they originally planned to.
But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.